What's up, everybody? It's Lameka here with It's Just My 2 Cents. In this video, I am talking about naming your business and how your name affects your ability to get funding. All right, so let's get into it. So how important is the name you choose for your business when it comes to getting approved for loans, credit lines, and business credit? It is way more important than you think it is. And so that's what we're going to discuss today is how to choose the best business name for you to get funding. So let's talk about it. The topics that we're going to be discussing are how to avoid a business name that will get you automatically denied for credit and financing, as well as how to avoid names that make you face greater underwriting scrutiny. And we're also going to be talking about which NAICS code to choose. So the name you choose is very important when it comes to your fundability and your ability to get credit and financing. And why is because lenders and credit issuers typically look at high risk industries and they put them into two buckets. So you're asking, what are those two buckets? So the first bucket is the restricted bucket. These are absolutely not going, their lenders and creditors will absolutely not going to work with you if you fall into the restricted bucket. So if you choose a name and you name your business the wrong thing that reflects you're in one of these restricted industries, you will automatically get denied in almost all cases when you go to apply. So you want to go, okay, Lameka, well, how, what are my other options? So here are some restricted examples of industries where a lot of creditors will not lend. The one way to tip them off is in your name. So restricted industries would be things like ammunition, gaming, porn. So those are all industries. Obviously, if you're in those industries, you don't want to just call that name out automatically because it will get you restricted. So the second bucket that you don't want to be in is also in the high risk bucket where you're going to face greater underwriting scrutiny. And so the problem with lenders and credit issuers under this is you're typically going to, be pushed for a manual underwriting review. Oftentimes you'll get denied, as well as you could typically pay higher interest rates, and you could get less money than what you're expecting or what you could get if you were not in the high risk category. All right, so this is where where you want to have a business that reflects what you do, but you also want to make sure that you're choosing a business name that doesn't put you into the restricted or in the high risk categories. So this is where you want to take your time. And I'm going to share with you some resources of where you can go to look at if your business falls into the high risk categories. And if it does fall into the high risk categories, are there some subcategories that will lessen, that could potentially lessen the risk that you're in. So you absolutely want to stay out of the restricted category because that is an automatic. However, the high risk, there are potentially some options for you to choose a subcategory in there that lessens you being in that high risk category. So you're like, okay, so how do I, choose the best business name that keeps you from being restricted or a high risk? Who does that? How do I do that? So you are the person that is absolutely in charge of whether or not you are in the industry or not. So you're going to be choosing which industry that you're in. So you have complete control over your ability to be in the high risk category or the restricted category. So what you're going to do is these codes that I'm talking about, they are NAICS codes, also known as the North American Industry for Classification System. This is used by the IRS to determine what business expenses you should be choosing, or are you in line with other expenses that are being used in that particular category? That's a part of how it all got started. But what you want to do is you want to go to the IRS.gov, and I'll put a link below so that you can get to that information. But your NAICS code, industry code, and you can see here, this is what the federal government uses. And so there is a download that you can go through, and you can go through all of those subcodes. So some industries may have several subcategories, and what you want to do is choose the best category that fits your business, yet doesn't put you in a restricted or a high risk category. Like I said, I'll be sure to put the link below so that you can go and you can look and see where your business falls, and you can make a decision on what you're going to do next. So, and speaking of what you want to do next, you want to look through the census.gov. Also, you can visit the NAICS.com, which has a list of all of these businesses. From there, you want to figure out which category and subcategory you can choose from, and choose the one that keeps you out of the restricted or the high risk category. That's basically as simply as it is. Since you're working on naming your business, go ahead and check out this video right here where I talk about how to legally set up your business. That way you have everything lined up and you are ready to go. So be sure to name your business properly so that you can maximize the funding that you can get for your business. Now, if you'll do me a favor and smash that subscribe button so that you can share with YouTube that you are liking the content that I am producing. And until next week, peace.